We need to talk. Oh, first of all, let's talk about how looking at yourself on camera will make you go and do some things.
You'll go. I was gonna go get a haircut today, and those bitches were closed. They're like, it's our holiday too, and I was like, fuck.
I was like, no, it's not. You don't need a New Year's holiday. You need to be out here for me. But
up.
I want people to have their peace and their quiet. But it is on Mondays.
Yeah.
I guess today is Monday. No, it's Sunday. You need to be available. Is the point.
So you know what? We didn't officially start yet, and I didn't say like let's start, but we're there anyway. So this is our little intro. Does that work for you?
Hi. I'm Tim.
We'll do like we'll do a little intro, and then we'll do our like official thing. But holy crap, Tim, we have a podcast.
I know. Oh my god. We have a podcast. People are listening.
People are like listening. They're like streaming it. We're getting feedback.
We're famous.
We're so famous amongst our 5 friends. It's so wonderful. We have
tens of listeners.
Tens and tens and tens of them.
Listen across the board.
That's right. That's right. We had a couple people in France.
Really?
There were 2 people in France that listened to our podcast.
They must have been looking for you. Because
I don't know their life. I don't know what they're after.
I want to let you know that I appreciate all of the marketing that you do.
Thank you.
That is you. You are a great marketer of self and me, and I appreciate that. So
I didn't think we'd have that much Hallmark and Candace content on our first episode, but you know what?
I didn't think Candace Cameron would ever come up in my repertoire.
No, who'd have thunk it?
Listen, thank you, Candace. I appreciate you so much.
We're so happy to make a name off your name, right?
Don't come on our show. But
you are not invited.
Not at all. But let me tell you one thing. Even on TikTok, people are responding very well.
Yeah.
To things. There was, I wish I knew his name. I'm so sorry I don't. And I know you're gonna be like, bitch, I know you knew me.
Uh-huh.
But I really want to know his name, but I don't.
Okay.
But he was asking, could he come on the podcast? And I was like, we just did.
We did one episode. Yes.
But in the future, it could be a yay. You never know. I don't want to say nay for anything. So.
Right. No, I've also we've both had a few people like, hey, I want to be on your podcast. I'm like, we have had exactly one podcast. We're still figuring it out.
Yes.
But I definitely think, and we have some future plans for another friend of ours to come on here and have a little discussion with us.
Yes.
Which we'll hint at the end, I think. We'll save it for the end.
Wink.
Wink, wink. I can't wink. I'm just blinking on my wink, wink. Well, Tim, you want to get into it?
Of course.
After you, sir.
Hi, I'm Tim.
And I'm Bear. And this is Cub.
And Chub.
All right, Tim. So
hey,
hello. So we thought we would talk about music today.
Yeah.
And as our topic. And I think your and I's relationship, started out in a fraternity that was based around music.
Yes.
And our relationship has definitely like grown and developed because of our love for music and love for singing and writing and creating. So I think it kind of makes sense that one of our first episodes is about music.
Yes, very that.
Yeah. So I wanted to kick things off and just say like, what's one of your earliest memories about music in your life and its importance? What are some of those like early memories you have?
Well, music has always been a part of my life. My mother was a singer, but it's funny. I didn't hear secular music until maybe the 2000s.
Yeah.
So
how old are you, Tim?
Old enough.
Old enough. That's right.
Old enough to get it right at any age for your dad, your sister, your brothers, all of those I'm available for over 18. No, I'm 35.
Okay.
Looking great. The shine is real.
This is just glowing. Beautiful.
Listen, this is what 35 looks like, people. If you're not there, get there. No, I've always been surrounded by harmony and gospel music, and it has always been something that's really shaped who I am as a person.
Was there more music in your house, or was it more the church, or was it kind of a blending of the two?
It was a blending of the two. So I listened growing up to the Mighty Clouds of Joy and the Mississippi Blind Boys and all these things that you probably have no idea
I
who
was about to
they
say
are.
these artists are not on my playlist, but that's
Yeah,
all right.
they're not on my playlist anymore. No, no. But I will say Andre Crouch is on my playlist for things from time to time. I big choirs and huge voices, soprano, alto, and tenors are like just beautiful. What about you? Like, what was it like growing up in your household with music?
Well, it's interesting because I really see music as like the binding piece of a lot of the relationships in my life.
Mhm.
So like growing up in my house, like the earliest memories I have, like the earliest musical memory I have is my sister had one of those we're talking the 80s now. So
Now,
we're talking the 80s.
how old are you?
How old are you? I just turned 39.
Oh,
So
and looking fine.
And the glow is real here too. So so I mean, oh gosh, so I had to have been 3 or 4 when my sister had a kid's record player that would spin like 45-inch singles, vinyls, right?
Oh, cute.
And we had a 45-inch vinyl of Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Mhm.
And so I listened to it all the time, nonstop. I'm pretty sure I warped the vinyl. So I would just sit in the living room, and I learned how to play a vinyl record by putting it on over and over again.
Wow.
And so I just remember being like hypnotized. And that song is so weird and spooky. And
Yeah.
so as a kid, I was like, I loved it, but I was also kind of scared of it. And then the music video also just scared the crap out of me. I was such a scared kid. But
Oh.
so that's like the earliest memory I have. But like my dad was really into, he was a DJ in his, I guess, early 20s. And so he always had a decent vinyl collection. He always liked a lot of different types of music.
This makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah,
Like,
it's in the blood.
yeah.
It's in the blood. So he was listening to James Brown, but also like Talking Heads and AC/DC. So he just had like this very eclectic taste that really kind of influenced my like love of everything. Like if it's got a catchy melody or an interesting hook, I don't really care about the genre. I'm just like, oh, I love it.
Ooh.
So he really got me going there. And then my mom's from Detroit. So she was really Motown.
Yeah.
Motown was really important to her growing up, and she had been to a lot of shows and concerts. So she was listening to a lot of music. And then Jessica, my older sister, she really got me into like R&B and rap. Like she got really into that.
Yeah.
And I remember she bought Mary J. Blige's What's the 411?
Not
And like and I remember hearing Real Love for the first time and being like, I'm like, oh, just so good. So I'm like, I'm obsessively listening to Pearl Jam and Nirvana, but then Mary J. Blige and Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston, and I'm like,
Ooh,
oh,
be out here.
just obsessed.
Out here with your like registry, like I wish. I cannot do that, people. It's not a thing for it's not a thing for normal human beings to be able to do that. But if you can, come on our show. No.
No. But yeah, like I had a very eclectic household with music, so it was really nice to just hear everything. And also in the early 90s, top 40 music was Mariah Carey, was Nirvana, was Metallica, was Boyz II Men,
everything.
Yeah, so
like I look back like at YouTube videos of like TRL and stuff like that, and everybody was on the map.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it was Korn in them, and also like I don't know, Whitney Houston were top, they were like competing.
It was the 90s was a really interesting landscape of genres. But right now, like the concept of radio and top 40 isn't even and we'll get into that later about how we even consume music now, because
Yeah,
I don't know the last time I listened to radio.
I
Like,
have not.
right?
In at least 5 years.
Yeah, I
You
just
know what? I'm lying. There was one time I did listen to radio. Um, I couldn't figure out how to uh, sync my Wi-Fi with my phone. I don't know all the jargon,
sure.
so excuse me.
Yeah.
But like, or whatever. You know, you listen to me. But the point is, like, I didn't know how to do it, so I had to sit for like 2 hours in the car listening to FM radio, and I was like, I can't tell you the last time I just heard a commercial.
Yeah.
It was like, oh,
O'Reilly.
and I'm like, O'Reilly. Yeah.
Now you doing runs on O'Reilly's. Oh my God.
It's so good. I remembered it. And it was,
and if O'Reilly's would like to sponsor our podcast, we're more than happy to take that O'Reilly dollar.
You know, we have space for you.
That's right.
You know, we set up a platform such as this.
So Tim, let me ask you this. So we talked a little bit about earliest memories of music, but when did singing become like, was it one and the same, or did at some point you kind of realize that singing was an outlet? And
so for me, singing it was always a thing, but it was very, very scary for me because I come from a family, my mother's side, the Williamses. I feel like everybody with the last name Williams can sing. Like, it's just a thing. And if you are somebody who is a Williams who can't sing, I'm so sorry for you. I probably took that talent. No, but Williams I feel like everybody with the last name Williams, they can sing. And my family was a family of singers, and my mother was the top tier was that girl in her family. So it was very scary to come out of that shadow and come out with my own voice, if you will. But I was always singing in the shower. And I remember when I was 11, I was taking a shower, and my mom came home from work, and I was a latchkey kid, okay, for a little bit.
Yeah.
But she came home from work, and she was like, you sound beautiful. It's like, we have to do something with this. And I was like, nope. I was like, that's not it.
Nope.
I was like, I can't believe you would even listen to me. This is invasion of privacy. Don't do this.
Just like a mom.
Yeah, I kind of like shut down for a little bit. And I didn't use that talent until I got maybe into high school. And I had joined the gospel choir for like 20 minutes and said, no, this ain't for me.
What was it?
It was just too much. I was a quiet kid, like really quiet. But much like this year coming up, I made an effort to plug in and try to get connection with people.
Yeah.
And at that time, that connection was not. I never wanted to be a part of Martinsville. Like, I never wanted to be that wasn't me. So I, rediscovered quiet and continued with that life until I went to college, and I joined the gospel choir there.
Oh, okay.
And that's when she really became what you see today. Willing and not willing to sing sometimes.
Sure.
For, just joy and happiness. I love to sing. But if you ask me to sing, sometimes I can get really shy about it. So
did your mom, I'm not sure how to ask this. Did your mom have as big of a voice as you do? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, like full.
You have a very large range, but your ability to do runs is just really impressive for somebody who has a smaller range and can't do runs. I just when you start singing, I'm just like, it's it's beautiful, but it's also impressive. And I was just kind of curious. I didn't have the privilege to hear your mom sing. Did she have like a similar voice, and like, could you guys do a Mariah Carey Whitney battle? Like, how would that?
So the thing about it is not only did my mother have that range and was able to use it, she also had like this anointing. And the only reason why I call it is of the anointing is because there's no real like term for what I perceived that she had, other than like what other people would say in the church. Yeah. So a lot of my terms and terminology and stuff comes from my background in being a church kid.
Gotcha.
So she just had that thing that like it was that magnetizing thing that I'd never experienced until I went to McAdoo's. And
McAdoo's. Auto parts. Wait, that's not
it. Wait. It's giving.
Wait.
It's giving fraudulent.
It's giving lawsuit is what it's giving. Yeah. So you really didn't discover like your inner diva until we started doing karaoke.
And so, actually, so what happened was there was a lot of different moments that happened in college for me. I didn't know I had such a range until I got to gospel choir, and I learned that I had range, I had volume, and I could use that at will and had control of that. Because when you're a kid in choir, they tell you to sit here and be this part. Like, you're a boy, you're a tenor.
Right.
And so I just was like, oh yeah, this is how I sing. Like, there are some things that you can go back, and when you're part of the Little People Choir is what we called it. You can hear me like, yeah. But I didn't know I had a soprano range that I could access until I was singing Amazing Grace in college. I forgot, it might have been my sophomore year. And I was singing it and everybody looked bored. And I was like, y'all gonna listen to me. And then like, there's this part where you're just like, am I gonna be able to? I was like, oh, this is gonna be very high. And I'm gonna crack and it's gonna be very embarrassing. And I just didn't crack. And I was like, oh, okay. So this is a thing that I possess and can use. So along with everyone else, I was very surprised that day.
Yeah.
that
nice.
There was a range that I had never experienced that I could do.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So we need to take a quick break.
Okay.
But when we come back, I know we've got some other things we want to talk about, but I would like to talk about our experience with me figuring out that you could sing at McAdoo's, that story.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So let's take a quick break and we'll come back and tell that story.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey.
Be right back.
And we're back.
Hello.
Hola.
Okay. So let's tell everybody the story about how me and you kind of first discovered each other at karaoke.
Yeah.
And in particular, how I found out about your amazing voice.
Yes, let's talk about how you tried to come for me. And
I came for you a little bit.
Talent.
Came for you a little bit.
Yeah.
So I will start by saying, so again, me and Tim met at college through a fraternity. And, so we were aware of each other and we'd hung out at some events, but we weren't necessarily close those first few months that you had kind of joined and were hanging out. We were just kind of acquaintances.
Yeah.
If that's fair. And then at a certain point, I don't know, I guess I must have been running karaoke at that point or something. I was running karaoke at a bar.
Yeah.
And Tim comes in one night and I'm like, oh, Tim, my fraternity brother. Yay.
And me, I like to sit near people I know.
Yeah.
I'm not a person that I can sit alone. but I'm much better than I was at that time. But I like to be around people
Yeah.
if I'm going out.
Right.
So yeah, so I was just like, oh, it's there. Let me go like say hey and sit, near there.
Right.
And this happened for maybe 2 or 3 weeks of
Mm-hmm.
this karaoke thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then there was a song. Uh it was a very high song.
Mm-hmm.
You might know it. It's Carrie Underwood. Before no, it's not before HE.
No, I think it was Stay. I think you did
Oh
Stay.
yes, it's
Yeah.
Stay. Oh, sorry.
No,
Yes,
it's all right.
it's Stay by Sugarland,
Uh-huh.
which we all know Jennifer Nettles and her. Well, you may not know, depending on who you are and where you are in life.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a country song. It is a very high female dominated song, and you typically don't hear 6'3" black male people singing that
No.
song, especially in a space that is very, very country in there.
No. Yeah, no, Tim comes up to me. I'm running the karaoke session. He goes, "I want to do Stay by Sugarland. I know the song. I love the song." And I'm going, "Tim is one of the few, if not the only black male in this bar right now, with a lot of white people, all of who are country listeners. And he's about to do this song, but also it's a female driven song. So A, I don't know that you have the voice to do this. I didn't know, A. But B, even if you did, I was still like, my main concern was, how are they going to react to you doing this? Like, are you going to get booed? Is somebody going to like say, drop an F-bomb on you? Like, I go into Mama Bear mode, and I'm like, oh no, that's okay. Like, is there like, are you sure you want to do that? And Tim's like, I got this.
Okay, so I have to preface this by saying that a lot of my life skills are they showed themselves when tested for me.
Sure.
I'm very much a person that I go with the flow of things, but I can get with the get with if if needed.
Yeah.
And so when people are like, maybe not, I'll be like, but actually I'll show you though.
But actually
like,
we're doing it. Yeah.
I was like, not only I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it way better than this chick who did it last week did it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, there was a chick that did it. The whole reason why I knew that it was possible is because some other lady who I guess may have been a regular, that was her song that she liked to do. And so I was like, oh, that's a song I'd love to do that. And so Bear comes up to me, he's like, yeah,
maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe not. And I was like, let me go up there. And not to mention, I know that I come off as very, but I completely different and changed from those years where I was very just like, let me sit behind this DJ Boohoo Bear and chill. But there are little glimpses of those of me. And that was one of those moments where.
So Tim walks up to the stage and it just takes the first line. Do you mind giving them the first line real quick? Go for it.
Oh, let me back up.
Back up. First line, people.
I've been sitting here staring at the clock on the wall.
So that happens, and I'm at my DJ booth going, like, what the fuck just happened? Who is this man? I do not know this man. I was shocked. And then, of course, like, and that song gets a decent amount of time. You are killing it. And
not only that, but like, I'm up there. I hear dead silence.
Silence.
And like, it's not like this is a restaurant, people. Like it's bustling, people moving and stuff. And all of a sudden, silence. I'm like, oh, I'm about to get hung. Like,
but Tim's voice has the ability to make people go, wait, what? Because there is this juxtaposition of like this high-pitched angelic voice coming out of a very tall black male, and it's like, holy crap. And on top of the fact that you're kind of like, wait, what am I listening to? Then once you're settled, you're like, this is beautiful. This is amazing. Like, oh my God, it's so good. So that's a great thing. Whenever I really love being in the room when people hear Tim sing for the first time, because it's the same reaction every time. It's the huh? And then it's the oh, and then people just lean into it and wait for it. It's a beautiful life experience. I highly recommend somebody witness it at least once in their life.
Listen, it's always fun to prove white people wrong. But
it's the best. It's the best. even when it's yourself, even when you're like, oh, that's me. That's on me.
It was very fun in that moment. And like, so I have a way about me that is very, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm the B. Arthur of everything. But I do realize that I can carry a tune in a bucket.
Yeah.
And it is very nice to experience. So when I do unleash, it's always fun to see those people who were like, oh my God. Like they're like, what in the world's about to happen? I hope he don't mess up this song. And then I don't. And then they're like, oh, okay, great. And then they want to talk and have the conversation. But I think that is where I feel like me and Bear kind of was like, all right, so
now it's like, oh, I see this person with this amazing talent, and now we have something else that we can latch onto as a friendship. It's like, what are you listening to? When did you start singing? Like, we're starting, like, I think I gave you my iPod, so like we're sharing music and shit. Yeah. So it's like it was the ignition I needed for me to like make that connection with you and be like, oh, we have something in common. We have a geekdom that we can talk about. So,
and that's how I became your favorite brother.
Touche, sir. Touche.
I'm just playing.
You quickly went up the ranks very quickly.
He loves all of his brothers equally.
Yes. That's its own podcast. So Tim, let's talk about what we're listening to.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you got? I keep on leading the questions today. I'm sorry. So go for it. What do you want to talk about?
I appreciate it. I'm loving SZA's new album.
Okay. Okay. I was gonna ask because I've not heard as many like overtly positive reviews of this one compared to the last one.
So okay.
And not negative reviews, but people being like, I don't know how to explain it, but
it's just it's a vibe.
Yeah.
And you're either on that vibe or you're not. And for me, I'm somebody who, if I'm not on that wave, I can at least appreciate the wave that it is.
Sure.
And for me, it's completely different. Well, I won't say it's completely different. It's still cohesive with her previous works, but I feel like it feels a little less hopeful, if you will.
A little sadder.
Yeah, it feels a little sadder. And let's be honest, these years we've gone through for the past 1 to 3 years have been a little sadder. Yeah. So it is one of those things where I get it if you don't want to dabble in that. You've been there this whole time and you're trying to get out of that space. Mm-hmm. But for me, it kind of just it's reminiscent of old SZA with a little bit of like, this is what I've been going through. And I love a journal entry. And that's what she gives me every single time. She gives me a journal entry.
Gotcha.
But
Okay, so Loving the Noose album.
yeah, Lemon SZA. I listen, Queen, the Queen Supreme. I bow down to thee. Jasmine Sullivan will
Woo!
always be for me. She is and will always be my royalty. I just don't speak about her in a negative light. It's going down on sight. And I know that this stuff is rhyming, but it's just timely. And I just, yes.
I don't think it's a coincidence that you and Monet X Change have these exact same favorite singers right now. So I just gotta,
you know what?
throw that out there.
Listen, okay, look.
Sibling rivalry, hello out there, podcasters. That's right, you're rocking Monet. We're
Monet.
both. Oh my god, I didn't even recognize you were rocking the Monet shirt. That's so. Me and Tim, if you're watching the video podcast, we're both rocking our Christmas presents to each other.
Yes.
So he got me the Sunnydale High School Buffy shirt, and I got him a Monet Exchange T-shirt.
It's lovely. I love it.
That's awesome.
It's one of my favorite new things.
If you're not aware, Monet Exchange is one of the famous drag queens who's been on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes, she is the winner. Well, a co-winner. All Stars 4.
Season 4, yep.
Yes, with oh my god, this is no shade. Trinity. Yes.
Trinity the Tuck.
I almost forgot her name. I wasn't doing that on purpose.
I think Trinity also forgets her name sometimes, so that's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of filler. But
but yeah, no. So I had to throw it out there. SZA and Jasmine are both artists that Monet loves.
Yes.
We love to rock a Monet soundbite. So hello, Monet, if you're out there.
Oh my God, Monet Exchange, I love you so much. I am Monation.
Monation.
You can do no wrong. I love you.
Nice. Okay. Has Jasmine dropped something new recently?
I wouldn't say recently, but her album, Hotels, is still going strong for me. Like
is that
every day?
Was that released in the COVID period in the last couple of years?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So it was maybe 2001, I think.
Okay.
Listen, I want to tell everybody this: years, times, dates, whatever you want to call it, time in itself is not a thing for me. It could feel like it was yesterday or 20 years ago to me. It's all the same.
Yeah.
And so don't get if I say something was yesterday and it was actually 10 years ago, just go with it. Like yeah.
We're not fact checking here on Cub and Chub, so we're like, I don't know what it got released. I love it though.
I mean, my opinions are my opinions. Don't hate me for them.
Candace. Anyway.
I just say just don't.
Hopefully this is the last time we mention her on a podcast. I'm so sorry.
Maybe she's our resident. Maybe she's the girl, right?
She's our beacon of hate.
We're gonna have Candace merch.
Oh my God.
We're gonna have not Candace.
No. It could never be Candace.
Oh my God. That's gonna be fun.
That's good.
So back to music.
Yeah.
What are you listening to here?
So I'm such a bad music geek because I'm really bad. I'm not really great with learning genre names.
Yeah.
Like I've got the big ones, right? I've got my rap and my R&B and my rock and that kind of stuff. But I'm going through something right now where I don't know what to call the type of music that it is. Yeah. So my boyfriend's brother, he sent me a playlist that he listens to at the gym. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll take a listen. I started listening to it and I really like it. It's really, really good. And I don't know what to call it other than it is gay gym music. It is gay pop, female vocal driven. And it's always got a solid 120 beats or more going for it. So, you can run to it or work out to it. And it's but it's very
coke music.
It's queer centric, but it's not quite like straight up techno and dance. It's pop and melodic, but it
has words. There are words.
It's got words. I absolutely love it. There's a female singer on there named Sigrid, Sigrid.
Yeah.
Sigrid. I didn't know about her until he introduced me to her. She's really, really awesome. I'm really digging Muna. You and I.
Oh,
Muna.
I know a place.
I know a place
we can run.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay.
Muna. So that was my gateway song for them.
Ooh.
That song is just beautiful.
#1 fan.
It's so good. And then their album that came out this year that we discovered while we were in Austin, because I think it came out that week we did our vacation. It's been on constant rotation. It's just I love again queer lesbian pop that they're doing.
Lesbian pop is everything.
It's so good. It's so
like
good.
Tegan and Sarah.
So when I listened to that, it went right back to my Tegan and Sarah albums.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been in that kind of mode, and then there's some standards for me. So Seven Dust is one of my favorite bands. And for those of you that don't know, I'm really into really terrible nu metal rock music, really angry, aggro.
It's not that terrible.
I appreciate that sentiment, but if Seven Dust and Breaking Benjamin went on tour together, I'd be like, oh my god!
Listen, I love Breaking Benjamin.
We love Breaking Benjamin. I will defend Britney Spears as quickly as I will defend Slayer. Like, they are both equally awesome to me in my brain. Like, I just love music. So I have my aggro rock side, and I have my queer pop side, and I have all these different areas. So Muse put out a really great album this year. If you love Muse, they don't really put out bad albums at this point. They're kind of like doing they know their shtick. So that was a fun album that came out this year. But lesbian pop, it's helping me survive. It's helping me survive.
Can we talk about how you went hard for Heartstopper because of the music?
Yes. Yeah. So would also recommend anybody out there, go to Spotify and find a Heartstopper playlist. Mm-hmm. Every single song off that show from Netflix is beautiful and heartbreaking and uplifting. It's so good.
The vibes are like emotions.
Yeah.
It is. They're heavy, they're light, they're love, they're disgust. It's a good vibe.
Yeah.
I'm always heavy on the R&B.
Sure.
I have Coco Jones on the mind. I have these are the new kids. Duran Bernard. His vocal range, not only like the notes, but the things he can do with his voice is so good, and he uses it in almost every song. You're going to hear all of the range, which is very cool to think about. I'm also living for Libyanka. So if you follow me on Instagram, I am Tim Carter with all these underscores. You will there was a post that I put. It was this beautiful Black queen. She's basically singing about being sad and hoping that somebody checks on her, and it's called People. Earthquake. No, it's called People. And she's saying, I've been drinking more alcohol for the past 5 days. Did you check on me? And I'm like, I feel that. I'm like, these girls ain't checking on me. But, people are going through it. So those are the types of things that I'm listening to right now.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like, music is so good right now. The music that you can find that is good is good. I'm out here listening to people who have something to wait. I'm not going to say that they don't have anything to say. I'm listening to people who have something to say that I want to hear. So
there you go. Making time for what you want.
Exactly.
Well, I think we got to take another quick break.
Okay.
We'll be right back, okay?
All right, I'm going to grab a snack.
And we're back. Hello, Tim.
Yes. Hey.
Oh, second episode, almost wrapped up, baby. We're
I
doing good.
know.
We're doing so good.
So well. Who are we?
We are so awesome. Anyway,
powerful, amazing, true.
So Tim, let me ask you as we wrap this episode up. Tell me what's making you live this week. How you doing? What's going on?
Well, I want to say I am ending a contract with some workers that I've been with for about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed it to the fullest. I met some great people. I learned some great things, but I am happy to be done. Yeah, I am on to bigger and better things. Not to say that those things weren't wonderful and weren't formative for me. But yeah, so I'm living for going toward the future and making my life in another place. So
nice.
Yeah.
Did you have a shout out for somebody you wanted to speak to?
I did.
What
so listen, thank you everybody for listening and commenting and rating us. We really appreciate it. And I want to shout out one listener and TikTok user in specific. Plush Wishes says, "Oh my God, you are so cute. I love the podcast name." And I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. That meant everything to me. And y'all have no idea what this does to let me know that, you know, my voice can be out there and it is palatable and people want to hear it. So
oh, that's so sweet. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Awesome.
What are you living for, sir?
So, I mentioned this last week. I was trying to get to Buffalo to go spend time with my partner and his family during the holidays. And as most of the world knows, Buffalo had a huge blizzard. Oof. And after rescheduling multiple flights, I ultimately could not get to Buffalo. So, so I didn't get to see him for like a week and a half. It was like, it was a hot minute. You know?
Yeah.
So
that's not cute. Y'all don't go there for long.
No. It's been a minute. So I'm very thankful I got to pivot and I went to Myrtle Beach with a couple of our mutual college friends.
Yes.
So although I didn't go experience the cold of Buffalo, I did go to the beach for the holidays. So not too upset about that. So it was nice to catch up with them and hang out and have a good time. And then I finally got home yesterday and got to finally see my partner in crime. So it's nice to be home and have him home and just start the new year, right? So
yes, 2023.
So excited. So yeah, being home and seeing him is making me live. So
yay. Hi, boyfriend.
Hi, boyfriend. So Tim, our next episode is going to be pretty interesting.
Is it?
I think so. So me and Tim are both, as we kind of alluded to with Monet Exchange, we are both Drag Race fans, and we follow a lot of the girls on YouTube and listen to some of their podcasts.
Yes.
So we thought it might be fun. We're not interested in doing a recap podcast or dedicating ourselves to that, but we are curious about the new seasons that's coming up to like check out the new queens and have a discussion. And one of our favorite people, one of our fraternity brothers, Kevin.
Yes.
Kevin is, for me, is the reason I got into Drag Race. Like I started watching it with him. He told me about them. And the first few seasons I saw was all related because of Kevin.
Exactly. Same.
Yeah. So we're excited. We're going to have him on the podcast next week. And we're going to do a quick recap of the first episode and just talk about the new queens and what we think and first impressions. Are you excited?
I am so excited. First of all, I adore Kevin.
He's good people.
Like you, he got me into Drag Race. I had seen it before, but it didn't resonate for me.
Yeah.
Until he really, set me down and saw what these queens could and would do at any given time. And I can't wait for next week. I'm so excited. You guys are really in for a treat.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll see you guys next week. We're going to try to do this again next week at the same time. So look out for the episode probably Sunday night, Monday morning. But we're so excited. Thank you guys again for listening. The response has been great. We're so excited. And
I appreciate y'all so much. You have
Yeah.
no idea. No idea. I had to upgrade myself. I had to get my hair cut.
Gotta get his hair done.
Listen, it's something about being seen.
There's a reason the doll's wearing a hat today. So I had to get it right. All right, guys. Everybody have a great week. We'll see you next week, okay?
Love you so much.
Love you too. Bye, guys.
Bye.